So normally I go to the movies and I usually go like every week. I like to see a movie and try something new. However, I haven't gone in a while due to school and due to work. I finally had the chance and I decided to go see Megalopolis, a movie that I was anticipating. I wasn't expecting the greatest movie of all time. I was expecting a good movie. I was thinking it was going to be reviewed badly, but appraised by some. And that's kind of like Babylon, which personally I loved Babylon. Babylon was a fantastic film, and I thought I was going to go into that. And I watched the trailer and I'm like, this has a lot of promise. I guarantee you the trailer is the best part about the movie. I'm not even kidding. The movie was not good. It was really, really bad. The last movie I saw was Borderlands, and man, I thought this could do better than Borderlands, but this movie was on par with Borderlands. Now, I'm not saying everything about the movie is bad. I will go into detail. I'll try to keep it spoiler free. Megalopolis is for sure a movie of 2024. That's for sure. However, going into it, I will be talking about it in between the acts because I'll tell you each of them are inconsistent and they flow differently. It felt like entirely different films every single time you were going from one act to another. And it didn't help that there was a narrator that was talking over a lot of it. Not a lot of it. When text appeared on screen throughout many scenes, I will say there was like 15 scenes where there was just text appeared on the screen, which looks cool, but it honestly just distracted the whole movie and completely ruined the pacing, which the pacing's already horrible. I'll just get started with the pros, actually. I think the pros, there are very few, and I will say there are good parts of the movie. So if you're going into the movie expecting absolutely nothing, don't. There are some good scenes, and I think the actors did a fantastic job for what they were given. I think Adam Driver 100% took the show. He did great, and I think Giancarlo Esposito, however you pronounce his last name, did fantastic. He was great. And their names are based off of Roman rulers like Caesar, and it was good. It's a good concept. It's like a modern Caesar. And I was like, oh, I'm sold. Okay, let's watch this. And I sat there and I guarantee you half my face was just... Let me tell you, the second act was awesome. I think the second act carried the entire movie. That doesn't mean it's perfect. There was beautiful art. The whole film looks great. I will say that. The art style for this film is beautiful. However, it doesn't help with a bad story and what's going on. It literally felt like I could get a seizure any second what's going on with these visuals. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's because I was trying to process what was going on. In the first act, you are immediately dropped into the world of Megalopolis. With no explanation of what's going on. The movie, you just get placed in. You're just meeting Adam Driver and he stops time. Okay, they're gonna elaborate that. They don't elaborate that. They don't. They really don't. It's something he can do, as well as Julia, who is a girl in the film. The main girl in the film. Okay, why do those two people see it? Let's throw that out. Another thing, the whole pacing of the first act, it goes from a normal kind of movie to just non-stop action, non-stop something is happening constantly. And I think the first act was really weird. It felt all right, and I was like, okay, I don't like how this is starting. The movie started off really weird. Editing with like the transitions that looked really cheesy and corny. And I don't know why they included the Star Wars transitions. Like that transition right there. I don't think it's bad, but I feel bad for the editors because what I watched, I was even struggling watching it because I was like, what the hell is happening? I'm dead ass. I didn't even know what was going on. Dead ass. The ass is dead. And in the second act, it carries Caesar's story, and I think them elaborating Caesar, like Adam Driver's character, was really well done. I think his character was developed well with some parts to it that didn't make sense at all. I think the second act had a really good scene, especially in the called horse races, the horse carriages that was in the Gladiator, or sorry, Ben-Hur. Those things. They had a scene in that, and that scene was awesome. Like, that whole section was great. And I would honestly, like, if the whole movie was like that, similarly, I'd rate it higher than what I'm about to give it. But the movie is so different in every scene. It didn't have a consistency. The third act is probably the worst act. It didn't tie in anything from the prior acts. There was a whole scene where something happens to the main character, shocker, and it shows the aftermath, but then immediately in the next scene, that's gone. It doesn't have any problems. It literally didn't have any consequences. It made no sense. In fact, Aubrey Plaza was in it, and she was one of the weirdest characters. She was like overly dramatic, which I don't know if that's what they wanted her to do, but it wasn't good. And I like Aubrey Plaza. She's a great actress, but this movie I did not care for her character at all. It really hurt me. But in the third act, there's a scene, I wish I was exaggerating. Some character literally says, "You like my raging boner?" Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. You're into a scene. There's two people walking into a room. Guy, "You like my raging boner?" I couldn't even make this up if I tried. It's bad. The movie is bad. Oh my god. Overall, if I would recommend you to watch this, I recommend you not to watch this at all. But to put it onto a ranking, I'd give this a 37%, which is high, but that second act carried it, and as well as the art style. I will say those are what carried the film. I will guarantee you the visuals are great. There's like maybe one or two scenes where you could tell it's a green screen and it looked really bad, but everything else, like all the editing, I liked it. I did enjoy that part. However, I will not get over how bad the writing is. Not as bad as Borderlands. And Borderlands, look, I'm gonna bring that up a lot. That movie was bad, but I mean, hey, they got competition this year, so who knows? Maybe I'll do a ranking of the worst movies of the year and rank them and give them a trophy for who's the worst film. Spoiler alert, so far it's Borderlands, but overall, I think the movie is just not good. Definitely was expecting a lot more, which sucks, but I was expecting a lot more, so coming from this director, I think the movie was just a flop, and I wish it was better. So that's about it.